Now, this morning, you guys just raised another round of money at nearly double your last valuation, $1.9 billion. And you guys are really embracing defense contracts at a time when big tech companies, Microsoft, Amazon and others, IBM, are actually moving away, especially in terms of facial recognition. Where does this leave the United States and our biggest tech companies in terms of next generation technologies?
Well, you're right that big tech is pulling away from defense. That's why I started this company. For the first time in U.S. history, we're in a period where the biggest, most innovative technology companies in the United States are not helping the U.S. DoD in any significant ways. They're not building durable advantages that are going to allow us to stay ahead of our adversaries and to help our allies. That's why I started this company. That's why I wanted to get really good people out of Silicon Valley and into national security, working on problems that the major defense primes aren't going to solve, working on artificial intelligence, sensor fusion, things that they've been working on but are not necessarily their area of expertise, and then also getting those people out of the big tech companies, which are not going to work on it for political reasons, for ideological reasons, for PR reasons, you name it.
Now, Palmer, we just mentioned moments ago that Duncan and White Castle joining that Facebook boycott. So I want to get your thoughts on this. And we spoke just about a year ago. You said that removing Zuckerberg wouldn't solve the problems at Facebook, but a year later, the problems are still there and more. Do you think that Zuckerberg and his leadership can fix them?
Well, to be fair, I think what people are calling problems, they're different problems now, and there's always going to be problems. I think Zuck is probably going to do whatever is best for Facebook. He's a really sharp guy. Whatever he does, it's going to be the right thing to make Facebook as big and powerful and influential as possible. And I saw it mentioned when I was waiting on the line that this is impacting Facebook's stock price. And it's true that a few days ago, or I guess was it last week, there was an impact. But I mean, you have these other companies announcing their boycotts, but Facebook is up 3% today so far, and the day's just begun. So. It's hard to see how much the market believes that this is a negative. Facebook's going in a negative direction.
Right. And Palmer, you just said they're facing problems. They'll always be facing problems. So it sounds like you're downplaying this a little bit. Do you think that these aren't real significant existential problems for the future of Facebook? Do you think that they will get past this?
I'm fundamentally a technology optimist. I think that a lot of people like to focus on the problems of, and this is not just Facebook specific, this is all new technology. People were worried about comics, they were worried about rock and roll music and swing dancing. People were worried about novels, and they pointed out these problems, the things that they were causing in society. I think that generally, in the long run, these things settle out, we figure out how to do it. That's one of the nice things about America, is that we're really good at moving fast when it comes to innovative new technology, but we're also pretty good at catching up with that legislatively, after the fact. And I think that that's probably the right balance. So I'm not trying to downplay them and say these problems aren't real, but I am very optimistic about technology. And it's very rare that I look at a problem that's going on and think, God, this is unsolvable. It's never going to be solved. It won't get better. Because every time in the past, it has gotten better. And almost every technology has been a net positive to humanity.
Hey, Palmer, it's John. So I think of you as sort of a classical thinker about Silicon Valley, particularly what you just said about being a technology optimist. So I want to ask you about a couple of these trendy things that are happening right now. One of them is being anti-Facebook, at least in the press release that you're putting out. The other is talk about diversity in Silicon Valley. I lived there for 13 years, kind of saw it up close. It was not a place that was really genuinely focused on that, I think I can say, during that period. So is this real? And is it, do you think, a justifiable thing that corporations inside Silicon Valley have shifted their mindset around these diversity issues and are going to become something different than they've been in the past?
I mean, it remains to be seen. I think that there are a lot of diversity problems, whether you're talking about underrepresented groups or underrepresented ideology, or just ideology that you're not allowed to represent in Silicon Valley. It's really hard to be a veteran in Silicon Valley, which is an area that we've done a really good job of hiring. We have an enormous number of veterans in our company, probably a higher percentage than any company that I know of. We have a lot of diversity of thought, a lot of diversity of background across the board. I think that Silicon Valley has been focusing on diversity, but only parts of the diversity problem, rather than looking at the whole picture holistically. As far as being anti-Facebook, I'd say I'm not necessarily anti-Facebook. I mean, I was fired by them, so that always colors things a little bit. But Like I said, like you said, I'm a bit of a technology optimist.